Hi friend, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brad and today we're going to be doing a whispered tarot advice session. So what that means is that you're going to be thinking about any question, any area that you are looking for a little bit of advice. And then what I am going to do is simply lay the cards out and read you the advice of the tarot. So it's just going to be a very quiet, a very calm, and a very relaxing, just sort of chat and advice session. Obviously, with the tarot, it's a possibility of pathways, and by no means whatsoever do you need to take my advice that I am reading from the tarot. So we're just going to relax. I actually have a cup here, and I'm going to be pouring in some tea. And basically, let's just have a cup of tea and let's chat and do some advice tarot work. It's pretty good. This tea is called Pythia, and it's I would say it's like a jasmine green tea kind of blend. So overall, I think it's quite good. Okay. So even though we're not doing an energy healing session or that kind of thing, I want to create a sacred space. So I have my candle here that we used before, and I'm just going to light it. I have some incense that I'm going to light as well, and I even have a crystal here. And this crystal is a piece of raw subtle light, which is great for divination. So I just have that as well. And this is some oil that I've made as well. It's called Odin's Wisdom. And basically, it's great for kind of working through problems and just connecting with a higher sense of wisdom, whatever that might be to you, whether it's your higher self, deity, anything at all, the universe, whatever. It's whatever speaks to you. So I'm just gonna put some on here. Okay. So let's light our candle here first. Perfect. So we have that. And then let's go ahead and take our incense here and light that as well. This is a little piece of lotus incense. So we'll put that there as well. Perfect. Okay. Now let's talk about our deck that we have today. So the deck that we're going to be using today is the Arcana Iris Sacra. I hope I read that right. Arcana Iris Sacra deck. And it's made by Tina Gong, who is the creator of Labyrinthos Tarot, which is a great little app and website if you are ever interested in learning tarot. So today what we're going to be doing is kind of interesting in a way. I want you right now to take a few seconds and breathe with me. And while you're breathing, I want you to very simply think about what is something that you would like advice on, whether it's job related, love related, friend related, career related, or just your energy or some general vibe related thing. Just go ahead and we're going to take 3 really nice cleansing deep breaths, and I want you to think about whatever your advice topic might be, and I want you to just project it right here. You're going to go ahead and project it right onto the case of cards. So here we go. Are you ready? Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose, thinking about your question or topic. And out through the mouth. And again, in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Okay. So this deck is kind of cool. It looks like a big book, and then it opens, and the cards are right there. So this is a Thoth or Thoth style deck that was originally created by Aleister Crowley. Aleister Crowley was not the best man in the world, but he did make a very interesting deck. So we're going to work with that today. And I'm just going to shuffle them up, asking the tarot to give you the best advice possible that you need to hear. And of course, I always preface this with, you don't have to take this information. You can leave it here. You can just enjoy the whispers, enjoy the sounds, and that's okay too. So let's go ahead and just get right into it here. Okay, are you ready? So here we go. This first card that we're going to pull is, where are you right now in relation to your question or your topic that you're looking for advice on? So, okay, it's actually really good. Here we go. So right now, where you are is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is someone who definitely is learning how to speak their truth. They're someone who is getting rid of that which doesn't serve them anymore, that which is not the truth for them, and they're working on kind of wading through and getting rid of it. So the cool thing about the Queen of Swords is that they definitely know their truth. The tricky part is they're so into their truth, they are unbending, which means if it doesn't jive with them whatsoever, it's gone. It's out. Bye-bye. So right now, Tarot's acknowledging that you're definitely looking for some truth, and you're definitely working on trying to figure out what is the truth to you and how does that work for you at this time. The next card is is your problem, or what is hindering you, and what is just not going the way that you want it to go. And you have swiftness. Swiftness is about speed. You might be wanting this process to move faster than it is, and it's bothering you a little bit. You might be not enjoying that or appreciating the process of it kind of unfolding over its own time. I know I fall into that myself quite a bit. This is Mercury in Sagittarius. Mercury meaning communication and just kind of the expression, again, a lot with communication of truth. And Sagittarius is like, gotta go fast, want it right now, and is very direct. So it might not be going directly in the way that you want it or how you want it, and that's a little annoying to you. So let's look at how did we get here? So you got here because you have been kind of just really feeling yourself. This is the Six of Cups, which in this deck is called pleasure. And the Six of Cups is just about really enjoying oneself, especially the emotional enjoyment, and going really deep with that. So you've just been really secure in yourself emotionally, and that kind of has brought you to this sense of, I want things to be the way that I want them. I want the truth that I am feeling to be expressed around me as well. So that's where we're getting this type of search for truth and kind of developing this new thought pattern, if you will. So advice so far is you've done some really nice emotional growth and kind of understanding of your inner emotions. And you are searching for this kind of outward expression of a life in a world that really suits you nicely. So where are we going? Okay, bear with me on this. We'll talk about it in a second. So this is the Seven of Swords, called futility. So in the Rider-Waite-Smith, I call this card the imposter syndrome, or fear of being a lie. Okay, so I think that when we look at this, you might be feeling like you have this really great ideal of something that you want to happen, but it's not going to work exactly the way that you're envisioning it. So just like if you want this authentic self, this authentic truth, it might require that you have to rethink things or kind of scale back a little bit to have it really fit and nestle itself in your worldview. And it might feel like you have to kind of do some concessioning, okay? So realizing okay, I can't have it exactly like this highest ideal. And I get that because Aquarius is all about the perfect ideal, right? They're all about humanitarianism, things like that. Aquarius in the moon, which is very much emotion, and then 7, self-reflection, is very much so you have to be okay, maybe, I'm shooting for the moon and I need to land in the stars a little bit right now, and that's okay. So that's where you're headed. Next is going to be your conscious mind. So what is your consciousness? What are you actively thinking about in relation to this advice, this question, this topic? Okay. So you have the Knight of Discs, and the Knight of Discs is very much so about hard work and putting in this effort and moving along slowly in order to get the job done. So you might be right now actively acknowledging that this is something that you want to achieve, but you're also very aware that this doesn't happen overnight. And that's great because it's very realistic. The Knight of Discs or Pentacles is very much so about kind of taking the time to understand, plot along, putting in their due diligence to get something to happen. So you're aware that this change that you're looking for doesn't happen overnight, and that's great. card is subconsciously what's going on here. Why is this coming to light? And here you have the Knight of Chalices. Really interesting. Knight of Discs, consciously, subconscious, Knight of Chalice. They are very much about exploring and understanding their feelings. They have the little crab here for Cancer, which again is very much a feelings-oriented water sign. So when we look at this card, this is someone who very much understands their emotions. It is something where they use it to move them forward, but not in a way where the emotions completely take control. Okay, so kind of going back to that pleasure card that we talked about earlier, I'm wondering if you've done a lot of emotional work, and this kind of, again, is spurring you forward to help you better connect with authentic truth, authentic self, just authenticity that Queen of Swords likes to have. So this emotional drive, you're very much in kind of understanding of your emotions. You know the hard work that needs to be put through and put forth, and that's really going to help you move forward, but it's going to take time. It's not super fast. So let's take a look at what the tarot kind of has to frame this as a whole. Okay. So the tarot is going to give you the Prudence card, which is the 8 of Discs, or the 8 of Pentacles. And this is Sun in Virgo. So Virgo has a very distinct and detail-oriented energy. It's an earth sign, and it's all about they want the best. They want it to be perfect. So when we look at this kind of Prudence, this 8 of Discs, it's kind of like saying that you're working in this mindset where you want it to be just perfect. And to attain that level of perfection, that level of detail, it requires you to be omniscient and have a sharp mind and really think about, okay, all of these moving pieces, all of these details, how can I put that all together? So that is what we're looking at with the kind of how is tarot framing this for you. So around you, we have the 4 of Wands, which is completion. And that kind of signals to me that around you, you've got this really great support. This is Venus in Aries. And it's kind of just about like establishing oneself and one's energy in a way that they've put in a lot of effort and it's paying off. So you definitely have this kind of system around you that is helping to complete and helping to bring together all of this great energy and growth. So you do have a lot of great resources there that you can draw on, this beautiful energy that you can draw on to help keeping you move forward, because you've kind of established it and you have that nice kind of system around you to help with that. Hopes and fears. So it's the 3 of Discs, which is called work. So the work card, which is Mars in Capricorn here, this is all about Capricorn's ambitious. They love to get things done, especially in the material world. And they are kind of needing in this card to work with others in order to achieve what they want to achieve. So I think you might be afraid that you can't do this alone, and you do have to rely on other people to help you build yourself up. So you may have to talk to friends, family, a licensed therapist or professional who deals in helping you work through this, or it might just be having to work with someone within your sphere of friends or family, things like that, even work, right? So hopes and fears. In order to get this to work, you might have to be taking some time and kind of synergizing with others to make it really pan out for you. All right. Our last card, which is like the kind of final, the ultimate, where are we really heading realistically with this. You have the Ace of Chalices, which I love that. I love the advice here for this. Ace of Chalices is all about a new beginning, specifically when we're looking at kind of emotional beginnings, okay? A new understanding, a new respect for one's emotions, one's feelings. And we get that from the water aspect, which is very much with tarot, the emotional realm, okay? So when I'm looking at the Ace of Chalices, it's saying, like, you do all this. You put in this effort. You take the time to coordinate. You take the time to understand these fine details and, negotiate with the highest ideal and the realistic ideal. You are going to be really heading in a great place to establish a kind of new emotional bond. And that could be how you emotionally connect with yourself, with the world, with others. It's kind of a bit up to your interpretation depending on the question or topic that you selected. So when we're looking at this, you have some really great opportunity for growth, some really great opportunity for becoming a more authentic, living in your truth self, or having a more authentic kind of situation or truthful situation around you. And I think this kind of new beginning is ultimately what you're looking for. You're looking for this fresh start, but it doesn't happen overnight. And again, sometimes we have to bring in a little realism to our kind of, not fantasy, but like our dream, right? So there is a little bit of negotiation that might need to be done there. So, yeah, I hope you find this advice useful. I'm so glad that you have taken the time to join me. And as you can see, I'm not sure if you can tell, but I truly, really love tarot, and I love the advice aspect of this. And I have a feeling I'm going to be transitioning into a lot more of this type of video content and connection, bringing that ASMR aspect for relaxation, but at the same time allowing for this kind of thoughtfulness that can arise from that. So I hope you enjoy that too. But with that, please stay safe, please stay well, and I look forward to seeing you next time.